Hi, it's Mary. So I wanted to make some videos about one of my favorite shows. And one of my favorite shows is Leave It to Beaver. It's kind of always been a special interest of mine. And my favorite celebrity, probably my favorite celebrity ever, is the late, great, very handsome Ken Osmond, who played Eddie Haskell. I think we can all agree that Eddie Haskell was the star of the show, at least in my eyes. He always was. And I used to watch that show with my mom when I was a little kid. She died when I was very young, but she shared my kind of special interest and love of celebrities. And she, of course, had her own celebrities that she loved, Elvis, of course. She loved Elvis. She loved James Dean. She was born in 1938. So by the time I came along, those celebrities were deceased. And but we used to bond over celebrities, and I always loved celebrities and really was into the magazines, Tiger Beat, and all that. But one of my favorite shows was the new Leave It to Beaver, the reboot of Leave It to Beaver that came out in the 80s. And I was so in love with Eric and Christian Osmond, who played the Haskell sons on the show. I thought it was so cool to watch Ken Osmond's real sons play his sons on the show. And I got a real kick out of that. But I loved the whole cast. I mean, I was just like in love with everybody on that show. And I've been listening to these podcasts on YouTube that were done about 4 years ago by Fancounters. And they're just really like great interviews with the whole cast of the new Leave It to Beaver. And so I've been, working my way through listening to these interviews with John Snee and Kipp Marcus and Kaleena Kiff, and of course Christian and Eric Osmond, who were obviously like my favorites. Loved them. I actually wrote Eric Osmond several fan letters when I was about 14, 15, and he sent me an autographed picture. I don't know if it was him that sent it, but his people sent me an autographed picture. And I was obviously that went right up on my wall and was there like probably all through high school and just loved the show. But I've been getting like emotional over these interviews, listening to these actors talk about the show, because I kind of feel like I grew up with them. And even though it wasn't the most popular show or the highest rated show, it was in my house. It was my favorite show. And the interview that really got me like bawling, I was literally crying listening to this interview, was the one with Kaleena Kiff, who played Kelly Cleaver. And I used to be so jealous of Kelly Cleaver, Wally Cleaver's daughter. And the actress who played her, Kaleena Kiff, on this interview, like, she was such a nice person. She was so nice. And it was just so cool to listen to her talk about the episodes that she remembered and her relationships with the other people in the cast. And I was literally crying because when I was a kid, Kelly Cleaver had everything that I didn't have. She was everything that I was not. She was beautiful. She was smart. She had lots of friends. She had a great, huge bedroom and parents who were stable financially, who supported her. She had horses. She had a little brother, and I was the youngest of 5, so never got that. But I really just kind of had a love-hate relationship with her, only because I was so jealous of her, like constantly just so jealous of her. She had, she had a mom who wasn't sick. My mom was really sick around the time that I was watching that show. My mom died when I was very young. So yeah, like Kelly was just like everything that I was not. And I was so jealous of her. Painfully jealous of Kelly Cleaver. But when I listened to this interview of her on Fancounters podcast, which thank you so much to them for doing these interviews, really like awesome, finding these people and interviewing them. But I was crying, like listening to Kaleena Kiff talk about the show, because, when you, even though you don't know these people, these celebrities, but when you're having like hard times in your life, these people, they don't know it, but they walk with you, you know? I don't know how else to explain it better, but these people, you know, Kipp and Oliver and Kelly and Bomber and Freddie, they walked with me during some really difficult times in my life. So I hope this reaches them, because I really just want to say thank you to them. It's a great show. It's hilarious. One line after the other is like, you know, the writing was spectacular on this show. And it's not just like a feel-good show, but it's also highly relatable to anybody who's grown up ever, you know. But they really made a difference. They really brought a lot of joy to me. And these interviews just really took me back. So I just want to thank them. That's all.